Our top story tonight, sea life creatures feeling the heat outside. Most of us can feel the extreme heat as soon as we step outdoors, but for creatures who live in the water, they just can't escape the hot weather. Our Simone Simpson spoke with the Texas State Aquarium and the Texas Sea Life Center to find out what effect the temperatures are having on marine life. Simone?
Brian, as soon as you walk out of the door, you feel this uncomfortable wave of heat hit your body. At least for humans, we have access to air conditioning, but for critters who are dependent on water, where can they go to escape the heat? I spoke with Jesse Gilbert with the Texas State Aquarium, who says the heating trend we're seeing now really does have an impact.
It can be pretty demanding on marine communities when the water goes above a certain threshold.
As the weather gets warmer, so does the water's temperature, which impacts marine life who depend on the ambient temperature of their environment.
Oxygen can become a little bit more scarce in the water. It tends to trend downward when the heat is up.
Which makes it difficult for fish and invertebrates because they'll extract less oxygen. But fortunately,
fish can move out of the area. Where you would see some challenges if there's any invertebrates that really don't have a chance to move. So that can certainly be something that we need to watch.
Meanwhile, animals that don't have a hard time moving, like sea turtles and birds, are affected by the heat as well, but differently.
They're pretty good at coping with it. Just when they do get injured, if it is this hot, when it is this hot, it makes it, time is of the essence to get them help.
Due to a lack of water and rain, Amanda suggests this.
If you can leave some bird baths out, things like that, that'll help all the critters, you know, not just the birds, but anybody else.
Sea turtles have the ability to go out to deeper water where it's not as hot, but if you find one, gently move them into some shade and
call a rehab facility or, you know, somebody to get those animals help quicker so they're not baking in the sun.
If the heat across Texas continues to rise, monitoring how wildlife responds to it will be important.
What will that impact be if we don't have rain and we start to see a lot of evaporation? That'll start to change the salt content in the bay a little bit. So all of those factors really start to really put some pressures on wildlife.
Like Amanda mentioned, time is of the essence. If you see an animal who's struggling with dehydration in this extreme heat, there are 3 rehab centers that you can call for help. Friends of the Ark, the Texas State Aquarium, and the Texas Sea Life Center. We'll have all 3 facilities' information on our site shortly.